Greetings. I am the Mage Mind, and I am here to help you level up your mind. Now, this week I will be talking about bullying. And as you may have watched my previous videos, I described the mind in three basic systems, represented by three characters. These are the Mage Mind, who is representative of our thoughts, the Warrior Mind, who is representative of our actions, and the Hunter Mind, who is representative of our feelings and our base instincts. Now, to explore the topic of bullying, I feel it best that I describe to you a story about our three heroes in the mind who are adventuring in a particular scenario. The scenario that I would like this to most represent is the difficult and most challenging form of bullying which occurs in schools. Now, like our heroes, it is very difficult to change your environment if you are in a school, because it is a place you have to go to every day. And when you experience bullying later in life, you can step out of your environment, you can get away from them more easily. But in a school scenario, it is very difficult to do this avoiding, and avoiding isn't necessarily possibly the best solution. So let me tell you first about a story about our heroes. Our heroes who live in a village in the mountains, far from anywhere. They can't relocate. Now every day they must go to this cave. The cave is the only source of water in the village. It is also the fountain of their knowledge. So each day they trek out of the village and they go to the mountain, and they go and quench their thirst for knowledge and new things. Now, they start on this journey going to the cave every day, and it's enjoyable. But one day they go to the cave and they're confronted by a troll, represented by the troll. Now, this troll is a mage, he's a troll mage, and he hurls an insult at our young heroes. Oof, they tremble. It is a very personal insult. It affects them quite deeply. Now, this is the first time they've received such an insult, and not quite sure what to do. So they go home back to the village and they dwell on it a little. The next day they go back, and the troll mage then hurls a couple more insults, and these are thick, muddy, rocky insults at our young heroes. And they are overcome with them. They don't know what to do. They are covered in these insults, in this thick, muddy insults. And the troll is not alone this time. All his troll minion friends, they're laughing with him at this grave insult. And it hurts our young heroes. And so all our young heroes can do is the mage gathers up all the dirt of these insults on the warrior, and they give them to the hunter, and he gathers up all of this rock and mud, and he puts it into his emotional reservoir, his storage system, and he stores them here in the pack horse, in his emotional storage, which is in the updown. The next day he goes back, and there are more insults. And this is beginning to become very frustrating for our young heroes. Why all of these insults? This is not a nice place to go. I must go to the cave every day, but I am receiving these insults. And it is becoming very unnerving and very deeply saddening. So the warrior says, next day, let's throw some insults back. So he plucks up the courage. The next day, they are drinking from the fountain of knowledge, and the troll is hurling his insults. And so we get really angry, and we hurl some insults back. But it didn't go as well as we'd planned. And the troll mage, he summons his troll warrior, and the warrior then physically hurts our young warriors, and they are cowering back now, feeling defeated. And this was not the reaction they were hoping for from trading insults with the troll. And so this continues, and they become very perplexed. What to do, what to do. And so they go to the elders in the village, and they first seek the advice of elder sibling. And the elder sibling, he says to them, this bully, this troll, you must stand up to them if they physically hurt you. You must fight back. And the warrior, the mage and the hunter, they look at the elder sibling and think, this is an older sibling, a brother, a sister, who's older, they are wiser than me. I will try this fighting back scenario. So they sharpen their sword of truth, and they walk back into the cave, ready for confrontation. And what happens is, the trolls, they hurl their insults, but this time the warrior is engaged, and he strikes our troll mage to the shock of the rest of the troll minions. But the troll mage summons not one, but two, but three minions, warriors, who then strike back at our young heroes, and they are again feeling defeated, bruised, and a little disheartened. The advice of elder sibling was not that good. Why did it not work? And so they go home feeling defeated, and they gather all the weight of these new insults and become very, very heavy. Very, very heavy. And so they return again and again, feeling heavy. And they think, perhaps we will seek different advice. Perhaps we will seek another trusted elder in the community. And they go to elder uncle. And elder uncle, he tells them of a cunning way, a mage way, to trade a very nasty insult back at the bullies, at the trolls. So this is a very, very hurtful insult. It's very going to work. So the next day, they gather up this new insult ready to trade back at the troll bullies. And again, they go to the cave, they drink from the fountain of knowledge, and they are hurled an insult. But this time, they have a very deepening wound insult back at the trolls, and they hurl it with great force. The troll shudders. This is very deep, personal insult. And so what happens now is this troll, he calls the troll elders. And the troll elders are outraged, and they banish the young heroes, suspend them from ever going back to the cave for 3 days. Now this really upsets both the troll elders and the elders in the village who are closest to our young heroes. This suspension, this is outrageous. They're now parched of their thirst for knowledge, feeling more and more the heavy weight of these insults. And so finally it becomes more and more. They go back to the cave each day, receive more and more of this bullying, of these insults, and become very, very heavy. Almost to the point where they can't lift their own minds anymore. But finally, one day the mage says, enough is enough. I will seek the mage mind, and I will ask him, how do I deal with these trolls? How can I stop them affecting me so badly? And the mage mind, he says to them, I can teach you 3 magic spells on how to beat the bullies, how to beat the trolls. 3 magic spells which you must practice in order for them to work. The first spell is to turn your stones, the insults that you carry, this heavy emotion, into feathers. To turn your stone into feathers. And all young warriors, they look at the mage knight and they say, what do you mean, turn the stone into feathers? It is a little bit like weightlifting. Insult is just words. And I will explain this in an example shortly. So, by saying the insult back to yourself, over and over again, it can become lighter. It is just words. It is just words. And you will turn that insult into feathers so that you can wear it more lightly. And so they try this. They repeat the insults. They say I'm this. They say I'm that. They say I'm this. And soon they practice strength. They say I'm this. They say I'm that. They say I'm this. And it becomes a little lighter in their minds, and they're able to move a little bit more nimbly without the emotion weighing them down. The next step, the second magic spell is to turn the feathers into wings. How do we turn these feathers into wings? So you must find the opposite of the insult that gives you confidence, your passion. Now, when you are training and you are hurling the insult back at yourself, it can be upsetting. You may even want to cry. You may even find it useful to do some exercise. But you must also analyze yourself and say, what is my passion? What am I confident at? I need to replace this light feeling now that these insults don't matter and grow wings. And you do this by changing the insult into a positive. They say I'm that, but I am strong. They say I'm this, but I am agile. They say I am ugly, but I have beauty within me. And I become confident. And I spend time. You must spend time doing something you are passionate about. Forget the rest. Forget everything else. Turn the insults into your passion and focus on your passion. Become what you believe you are. You are the best artist. You are the best skateboarder, the best cyclist, the best whatever your passion is. You are, because nothing can stop you from turning your feathers into wings. Now, the third magic spell, once you have mastered that the insult is only a perception of your own mind, and that you can change the rock into a feather, and that you can change your feathers into wings, and you can have confidence again. They did not beat me, they beat the strength into me, and I take the strength and I channel it towards my passion, what I am most good at, and I'm confident that I'm the best now at what I am doing. This gives you the wings to fly back into the cave. And that is the third trick, the third magic spell, to turn your wings into flight. So the next day, after weeks of training, this is not days, weeks of training, lifting the insults back. They say I'm this, they say I'm that. I am confident. I have my wings. My feathers are now my wings, and I can fly. And what happens is, the insults hurl back. They keep throwing, the trolls keep throwing them, but they do not reach me. Before they landed straight on me, weighed me down, made me feel very heavy and weak and cowering. But because I am flying, I am confident. They fall beneath my feet. I look at the insult, and I look at the bully that threw them, and I do this. I brush myself off, and I say, it does not matter what you say to me. I am confident, I am strong, I am agile. I have these passions. Your insults don't matter to me. because their insults may be something you cannot change. And I'll give you an example of perhaps our young heroes are shorter than the average person. And the bullies keep saying to him, "You shorty, you are very short, you're tiny." And they come up with all these insults on our height and make us feel smaller than we are. But you, in your mind, take these heavy insults because they are so heavy and you've never heard them before. And you realize you are smaller than the rest of these people. But it does not matter because you keep rolling the insult back. They say I'm small. They say I'm small. They say I'm tiny. They say I can't do this because I'm small. And soon, when you are strong, you've lifted it many times, it becomes a feather. They say I'm small, but it doesn't matter. They say I'm small, they say I'm tiny, but I am agile. My size gives me speed. My size makes me a great skateboarder. It makes me a great cyclist. It makes me agile. I can crawl into places they cannot. I am strong and I am confident. And when you go into the cave confident, what happens then? The trolls throw their insult. It falls flat on the floor. No one is laughing. It was a rubbish insult. It didn't affect this guy. He's so confident. He is happy that he is small. He is happy with his difference from us. And look how confident it makes him. And the other trolls, they cheer for the other guy. They cheer for our young heroes. And they all become more peaceful. And the bully, the troll, feels smaller. He feels he's failed because his insults no longer have any effect. And when you stop allowing others to affect what goes on in here, you can become strong here. But first, remember, when you have a heavy emotion, you must make it lighter, take it to one side, fill it with your passion, and project yourself back. Because bullies don't target confidence, they target the cowering. When you are confident, it doesn't matter if you are physical or not. Words will come naturally from you that will counteract the bully's actions because you feel confident. So remember these 3 spells and practice them. Turn the insult to feathers. Turn your feathers into wings and fly high above the insults. They are the work of the lower minions. You are above them. You are strong. You are brave. And you will fly through any environment. Because if you try to change cave, every cave has a troll. Everywhere has a troll. But if you can meet any troll in any cave and rise above them, fly with confidence, shine your armor, flick off the dust of the insults, you will be able to beat the bullies. I hope you find this useful, and I wish you all of the best on your journey to beating your trolls, your bullies. Thank you.